All right, folks. Who wants to see another comic? All right. We've got our next comic all the way from Fredericton. He was actually the headliner of my night I made my comedy debut, which was up in Fredericton. He's a very funny guy. I've seen him several times. Makes me giggle my pants off every time. Give it up for Vince Hoben.
I don't know what that was. It was supposed to be Into the Groove by Madonna was what I specifically requested. I think that might be kind of an old reference, but that's good because today actually marks the day when I started getting old. You can't quite see it, but I did start getting the gray right around here when I was looking in the mirror this morning. But I also had a pimple on my chin, and I was like, no. This isn't how it works, all right? I'm either old or I'm young. You can't have it both ways, all right? Like, I either have a pimple on my chin and a nonstop boner, or a walker and a tub of A535, all right? You can't have it both ways. Now, Christmas, I like Christmas. Everybody likes Christmas, right? I don't feel like the new, hot, gotta-have Christmas item has, been figured out yet for this year, so I think I've got it. It's called Christmas Camo. You see, a lot of dumb people buy a lot of stupid shit at Christmas, so I've got Christmas Camo, all right? It's just camouflage items in Christmas colors for, the Duck Dynasty watching crowd, you know what I mean? Christmas camo decorations, wrapping paper, tree skirts, and just to kind of fill out the kiosk, some other stuff they might like, some Dale Earnhardt memorabilia, some Kenny Chesney tickets, I don't know. If that doesn't go well, I've got the dating app I'm working on. It combines Tinder with LinkedIn. So what you do is you swipe until you find a girl that you like, and then you message your boss at work and ask for a hookup. And since I'm inventing it, I'm also going to do a thing where you can filter out the girls that use that dumb Marilyn Monroe quote in the About Me section. If you guys don't know it, I don't have it memorized, but I'll paraphrase. It kind of goes something like, if you can't handle me at my worst, you don't deserve me at my best. I'm on 3 different antidepressants. My nightstand looks like a pharmacy. My ex-boyfriend trains in MMA until his assault conviction. And could you add me on Facebook so I can see that you're a real profile and not just actually him stalking me? It kind of goes like that. And it seems to me like a strange way to put yourself out there. You know what I mean? It's like, all right, guys, hello, dating world. Who wants to be the lucky guy who gets to handle me at my worst? It's like, we're only just going to read that and just be like, okay, well, she's crazy, all right? That's pretty much established. But then the next line is, you don't deserve me at my best, which to me just says you're saying you're good in bed, which is redundant because every guy old enough to be in a bar already knows that the crazy girls and the girls that are really good in bed are the same girls, all right? We all already know that, all right? There's been millions of years of evolution, and nature cannot separate the loves to fuck gene from the will throw dishes at your head gene. You know what I'm saying? But anyways, I'm just shitting on it because I'm glad to be off Tinder and have a girlfriend now for a couple of months, but I'm getting a little worried because she's taking a women's self-defense course. And I said, so how does that go? Like, you just learn how to, kick a guy in the nuts and then beat him while he's down? And she was like, no, it's more about, beating a man down over a period of years. I love the knowing laughs. Yeah, that's what we do. That's what we do, you guys. That's what we do. I don't know why. It's just who we are. But anyway, I was like, oh, period of years. Well, that sounds interesting. Will you tell me about it? And she said she didn't feel like it. And I asked her what was wrong, and she wouldn't tell me. And then the fact that I didn't know what was wrong without her telling me just made it worse. Man, that's some course, I'm telling you. Oh my God. But it's not all her fault, you know what I mean? Relationships are hard, you guys, because boys and girls, really, we are just different. You know what I mean? Sometimes I like to do some guy stuff, go to the bar with my buddies, and then she says stay home and watch a movie. And sometimes I just want to do some guy stuff, like watch sports. And she says, well, let's just talk about our relationship. You know what I'm saying? Like, sometimes I just want to do some guy stuff, like buy a bunch of coke and disappear for 3 days. And she says that money was for groceries. And sometimes I just want to do, you know, some guy stuff, like put my whole paycheck in a VLT, you know what I mean? And then next payday comes around and she steals my bank card and gets the heat turned back on. And sometimes I just like to do some guy stuff, you know, like get too drunk at Thanksgiving and try to kiss her sister. She calls me an asshole in front of her parents, you know, just guy stuff. But, you know, she understands, you know, relationships are hard. You know, those were some wild times, some crazy times. But we figured it all out. She just sat me down one day in the way girls do, and she just looked at me and said, Vince, you don't have to act like a crazy person. You don't have to be a wild man to keep my attention. We're both adults. All I really need from you is just for you to listen to me when I talk, know that you care about me, and make me squirt like a fire hydrant. And I said, will you settle for 1 out of 3? And she said yes, and it's been great ever since. Messy, but great. All right, hey, how's it going? Good? Listen, I'm not gonna bug you for too long. I just need you to tell me how to pronounce the name of this town before I continue. Quispamsis. So if I say Quispamsis, none of you guys are going to get pissed off and say that's not how it's pronounced, right? All right, I've never been here before, all right? I've never been here. That's why I didn't know how to pronounce it. But I have driven in and around St. John and thought to myself, there's got to be some nice houses and normal-looking people around here somewhere. You know what I mean? Life's harsh in St. John, you know what I mean? You got, like, you know, the old lady in pajama pants pushing the grocery cart full of recyclables to go get a couple Colt 45s. The guy milling around the mall looking for half-smoked cigarettes, you know what I mean? The 19-year-old with 2 teardrop tattoos, you know, pushing the baby carriage. You know what I mean? His girlfriend's working full-time, minimum wage, can barely put together enough money to pay for his Percocet addiction. And yet, like, you know, it's hard there, but it's so nice here. But I've heard that, like, some of the more narrow-minded members of this community aren't willing to even just accept a small number of St. John refugees. Look, I'm telling you guys, they'll come in, they'll work, they'll pay their taxes and integrate, I promise. They just need the opportunity. They just need our support. All right? So don't be so hard on the St. John refugees, all right? Now, I was hanging out with my friends the other day, and they started having a conversation about what they would put in a survival kit in the event of a zombie apocalypse. And I just laughed. I was like, oh, for God's sake, like... And they said, oh, well, fine, Vince. Well, if you're so smart, what would you put in? And I said, well, I think I'll be fine as long as I have my Bible. And they said, oh, God, here we go again. Vince and his Bible. Because they know the middle of my Bible is carved out and I keep my cocaine in there. Zombie apocalypse. It's like a big topic of conversation now. Like this nerd culture stuff is everywhere. I don't get it. Like, I tried to get my friend to come watch like the Jays game at the bar. And he was like, Vince, sports is so stupid and trivial. Why would you even care about something so dumb and childish? And then he put a Batman comic into a protective sleeve so it stays good, and then played 5 hours of Xbox. And I was like, all right, man, I guess I'm gonna go watch the game. But it's true, everything's nerd culture, everything's superhero movies, remakes of movies. I watched the remake of Poltergeist on Halloween. You guys know the movie Poltergeist? Now, they remade that last year, and now it's got to the point where the remakes are 30 years later, but content-wise are actually tamer than the originals. There's a scene in the original Poltergeist where the family puts their kids to bed, and then when they get into bed, they smoke a joint to kind of unwind from the day, you know what I mean? In the remake, the couple cracks a beer. Like they took it down one step, content-wise, even though it's 30 years in the future. You know what I mean? These like artistic mediums, the music, the comedy, the movies, they're supposed to get edgy, more truthful over time, a more accurate like reflection of our reality, right? That's right. So, like, I just feel like if that was my movie, they would have put those kids to bed and snorted OxyContin. and I would have played the dad. And it'd be real Oxycontin. My nephew wants a selfie stick for Christmas. I don't know how it took 40,000 years for mankind to invent the iPhone, but the invention for a better selfie is a stick. That's something you feel good about going into a store to buy over the age of 30. It's like, yeah, I need this stick so I can point my phone out and just take pictures of myself all day. It's a grown man. It's like, I'm just a pretty little princess, you know? I gotta have my selfie stick everywhere, but I don't know. But there's gotta be a guy out there like using a selfie stick for dick pics. Do you know what I mean? Like he's already got it up on the stick and he's like trying to angle it right. He's like, can I change the filter from here? I need it to look more tan. You know what I mean? Anyway, like I said, guys, I'm getting old, but I just miss the good old days when you just took a Polaroid of your dick and mailed it to a lady. Like, that's when gentlemen were gentlemen, you know what I mean? You just wait a week, check the mail, you know what I mean? You open up the envelope, maybe there's some titty pics in there. Maybe there's a restraining order in there. You guys remember that? No? Well, maybe it was just me doing that, I don't know. I'm a pioneer. What can I tell you? All right, thanks very much, guys. Thanks, Mark. Bring Dan back out here. Dan McCarthy, everyone.
Vince Hoben. Wasn't that fucking awesome? Ah, I love that guy.